Greg Steube, he sits on the Committee on Ways and Means and the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. A lot of fingers are being pointed, especially at West Coast states like California and Washington, where these driver's licenses, commercial driver's licenses, are pretty easy to get. Do you agree?
Yeah, this isn't happening in Republican states. This is happening in states run by Democrats. And even some states like New York and California are literally issuing licenses to truck drivers that say no name because they're not a citizen of our country. There's going to have to be some liability for these Democrats running these different states. The innocent Americans are dying because of the decisions that Democrat leaders are making in these states, issuing driver's license, and not just driver's license, but commercial truck licenses to people that can't even speak our language. I don't know how you can pass a driving test if you can't speak English, let alone safely traverse on our highways. And I've been encouraging Republican governors in Republican states to do what they can to do inspections to ensure that our states, like the great state of Florida, is safe from people like this that are getting licenses in other states.
Yeah, we're looking at some of the aftermath of the California crash right now. But the guy who was arrested in your state for allegedly killing those 3 people who slammed into his truck when he made the illegal U-turn, Harjinder Singh is his name. He failed his CDL, his commercial driver's license test, 10 times in 2 months before he finally passed it. Shouldn't that say something?
That should say a lot. And again, non-citizens shouldn't be allowed to operate commercial vehicles in our country. It's just flabbergasting to me. I'm glad that President Trump is taking action, like revoking highway safety funding to states that do this. There was $40 million that they did through executive order, revoking California's highway safety fund of the federal monies that go there. There have to be some repercussions from the federal government. There's executive orders that don't allow this to happen. You have governors of Democrat states completely ignoring that guidance from the White House. So take away their federal funding and see how fast the behavior changes. But the bottom line is these decisions are killing innocent Americans every single day on our streets. They don't realize that the people driving trucks could be an illegal immigrant that can't pass a test and can't speak English. And you're killing Americans because of a leftist policy in your state.
Sean Duffy says that this is a policy that involves the Democrat leadership of some of those West Coast states. Listen.
Democrats have contorted this rule. They've abused the rule, and they've allowed now foreigners to get a non-domiciled CDL. That's what California has done. They have unlawfully issued 60,000 of these licenses to people who have come into the country, and they've done it illegally. Gavin Newsom has thumbed his nose at us. He's refused to comply with the rules that have come from DOT, which is stop issuing these licenses, number one, and number two, go back and review all the licenses that you have issued and make sure it's been done legally.
Yeah, so the guy in the California crash had his CDL, his commercial license, for exactly 10 days before this crash, where he's accused of driving while intoxicated or high and then killing 3 people.
Yeah, and there's 60,000 more of these individuals out in our country driving around with a license that Gavin Newsom gave them. Even though they're not qualified, they're not citizens of our country, they can't speak English. I hope they keep moving forward. If Gavin Newsom wants to thumb his nose at the administration, then they can take away federal funding until he complies with the law. And until there's repercussions for this type of behavior, I think that's the approach the White House should have.
Well, his office is pointing its finger at the feds. They said in a statement the federal government approved and renewed this individual's federal employment authorization multiple times, which allowed him to obtain a commercial driver's license in accordance with federal law. But California issued the license, right?
California issued the license. They're responsible. Also, that probably was under the Biden administration when they were welcoming in illegals. We had an open border and they were giving driver's license out like candy.
All right. Congressman Greg Steube, Republican of Florida. Congressman, thanks.
Good to see you, John.